What is up, everybody? Welcome to a fresh take. TraeVito, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, man?
I am making it. See the title? We are taking a look at Tales of the Underworld from Star Wars Disney Plus. Now they've had two other anthologies in this series: Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi. I would highly encourage people to watch those. Those are actually very good. They are set up in shorts, so it's about 15 to 17 minutes a pop,
Yeah.
depending. Very easy to get through. And this particular one focuses on the first three episodes are Asajj Ventress, and the last three episodes deal with Cad Bane. So we're gonna take a look at the first three episodes, and then we'll take a look at the second three. Give you what we like, what we don't like, and who we would like to see next if they do another Tales of or whatever. So the first three episodes deal with Asajj Ventress. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been a fan of Asajj Ventress ever since I saw her in that Genndy Tartakovsky 2003 Star Wars
Mm.
Clone Wars clips that they did. She's just always been an interesting character to me, and I always wonder like why did they not do more with her in the visual department, because I think she has like a lot of stuff in the expanded universe, but not in the books, at least not within like the continuity of like the shows and stuff like that. So I've always been like a fan of what her character arc. And in this one, we have three short stories. The first one deals with her coming back from the dead, starting her life over. The second one, she's just trying to lay low. It never works out like that. And the third one is basically she decides to do something that would be perceived as Jedi by making a friend and pretty much staying with that friend throughout the rest of their time together. So,
Mhm.
Vito, I want to start with you. What were some of the
Yeah.
things you liked about those first three episodes?
The first three episodes, I want to say I've heard the story before, so to see it like actually, animated, it was pretty cool. Cause I think there was either a book or something this is based off of or something like that.
It was something like
But
that because they've done stuff with her,
yeah,
but it was just haven't been in like a animated format or a live action format. It was any kind of visual format.
yeah, yeah. So, just seeing that, like you can like YouTube this as far as like the books as far as Avage or whatever. It shows like basically when she's, I guess, kind of starting over or whatever. Because
Mm-hmm.
before, like we gotta think about where it. I think this is like what, Clone Wars or Rebels when
This
she
should have been
dies or
around.
something like
I
that.
think Rebels is where she dies.
Okay,
Rebels is the one where she dies, and then they bring her back.
yeah. So they I think this is like kind of just giving you that, like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of like a sequel prequel thingamajigger, the in between points or whatever. And the dude she was in love with, the Jedi she was in love with, what was his name?
I forgot his name. Because they don't show him that. They don't talk about him that much.
Yeah, he
They
just show him
really
at the
don't.
beginning. And
Yeah.
no, actually they talked about him the whole time because he's the dude that founded the underground underworld, or the underworld.
Uh,
The
uh
what is dude name, man?
Voss,
Vaz. There we
Billy
go.
Voss. Yeah.
Vaz. So just even seeing him, like, put her in the pool of the whatever, and then like the Night Sisters have this magic where they can resurrect somebody, which is crazy
But
because
they have
that
to
could have
make a
been
choice.
yeah, they have to make a choice.
Yeah, like
But
it's really a choice that you want to make kind of
yeah,
situation.
exactly. So, just seeing that like in live act or not, or animated,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed seeing that I guess what you would call a sequel type stuff, because we saw Obi-Wan, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like at the beginning. But yeah, like her basically kind of redeeming herself. So there is stories of her like redeeming herself, and you know what I'm saying, like having a new life and starting over and stuff like that. But she does do a little deal with Mother Townsend, and to bring herself back. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
So, I'd have to echo that. I think the story for hers was actually pretty well done, as far as her, because you know what she did. She was an assassin. She was like Dooku's number one assassin,
Hmm.
and she was good at her job. She was really good at her job. Like,
Right.
I mean, her and Anakin had a good little rivalry going until they just decided to drop it. I mean, I don't know why they decided to drop it, but whatever. They did decide to drop it. But yeah, I enjoyed her 3 episodes. From a visual standpoint, and everything looks like the Clone Wars TV show. It's how they do their visuals, which I like it. It has
Hmm.
grown on me over the years. Would I have liked to see them venture out and do something a little bit different? Kinda from a visual standpoint, but that's because I watch a lot of anime.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good anime out now, and I'm like, hey, can y'all let you know like one of these other studio houses do it like y'all do for Visions? Like
Mm.
try to do that,
Yeah.
but I get with keeping the format. But I think they did a very good job of telling that story and telling, you know, keeping it to the point where we got enough without it going overboard.
Right.
I'll put it like that. Because to me, I think this was a little bit better than what they did with Dooku's story in Tales of the Empire. Because
Oh, okay.
Dooku's
Yeah.
story felt like it should have been longer. Like it felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stuff was just like I get what they were trying to do, but I'm like I kind of wanted a little bit more because I'm like the character is interesting with
Hmm.
with the size. I think they did a pretty good job of just showing what they needed to, but making it work.
Yeah.
Because she's still a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
She's still working as a bounty hunter, which is in the Star Wars universe is basically morally gray.
Hmm.
It's just a
Yep.
morally gray concept. So I did like that. Is there anything you didn't like about the first set?
Uh, the second episode with the with the girl that she
Oh,
she she
he
uh
has a friendship with air quotes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It literally kind of felt like I, I guess it would feel like this, but it did feel like Skeleton Crew a little bit. Like this episode felt very Skeleton Crewish. You know what I'm saying? As far as like if you saw a Skeleton Crew, you know what I'm saying? Basically, it did. You know what I'm talking about as far as like the piracy and like how like each pirate or bounty hunter would kind of be kind of scandalous and betray one another just to get that bounty or something like
Yeah.
that. I didn't really like that one because it's like I've seen this formula too much, and it's like I wanted to kind of see something different when it comes down to like bounty hunters and their creeds and whatever they was doing right there. So I, I too much didn't like that one. I was like I could do without it, but I was like I don't know what to I guess place in front of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is part of the stories. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah. I I think it's probably just because we just saw Skeleton Crew, so it's probably one of those situations where you're like, okay, look, this is a little bit too close. Like you
yeah,
should have probably
yeah.
did something. Probably should have thought of something a little bit different to do. And we don't know when this got done, so they could have easily had this done before Skeleton Crew was even thought of.
Yeah, yeah,
But
true.
it's one of
Yeah.
those situations I can see that. And that episode is hella predictable.
Hmm.
Just because, like you said, it's the formula. So that episode is kind of
Yeah.
predictable. Didn't really care for the Jedi dude all that much, but he
Mm.
did kind of grow on me in that third episode, that last episode, one warrior to another.
Yeah.
He did kind of grow on me a little bit because I'm like, okay, they need each other because she don't know how to do none of that communicating with other races because she's
Hmm.
basically, even though she wasn't an official Sith, that's basically what she was,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they didn't do all that. They just conquered. I mean,
Which is crazy though, because you think about it, like she has force power. Like, okay, you're a Sith assassin,
mhm.
right? You're not necessarily a Sith, which she would have been definitely dope as an official Sith.
Yeah,
But like she already has like Jedi power. She already kind of like has been trained in the Jedi like ways and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think is I think it's I don't know how to put her, but it's just like she's such a interesting character. Like you can see her as a Jedi, which she's not a Jedi, but you know she has that gray area. And then you can see her as a Sith because kind of seeing her with the red lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? She did what she needed to do.
And if you do push her, she's the definition of I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Yeah, exactly.
she's the definition of that.
To see her transformation, just with dude, because like he was kind of just more of a, I don't know what you would call him. What would you compare him to? Like
He's just a bratty kid.
Yeah, it just
kid. Like he's young and wants to, find the path or whatever, and he'll do anything to find it, but not realizing like they hunting you down. You might want to keep a low profile, and if keep a low profile, and he has no street smarts whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So he don't know how to navigate that stuff. So yeah, he would have needed her anyway because he would have been got caught.
Yeah, definitely. But I definitely I like I to be honest, I think I would definitely need more of a bigger story on her. Like she's I feel like she deserves to have like her like those books and how in depth it goes and stuff like that. I think she can hold a one season of something. You know what I'm saying?
Because we don't need like 4 or 5 seasons of every show. Like a lot of this stuff, like all you need is really one season to just one like 10 episode season and you good to go. Like that, I think that's what like most people would ask for. They wouldn't ask for no, I want 4 or 5 seasons. The vocal minority would if it's good, but people just like, okay, this is an interesting character. Like to know more that type of situation. But like I said, like, and by this time she's old. She's old. Yep. Because let's see, because if they're in Rebels, this is like 20, 30 years after Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's what? Well in her probably Night Sisters, they age a little different too, right?
Yeah, they age different. So she could be well over in her hundreds. Well, because and you gotta remember, she got brought back. So I don't know if that resets or what, but she got brought back.
True.
So that's one of those situations. But yeah, the first set I enjoyed. I enjoyed the action the choreography was good on it because there's a few lightsaber battles in there that they're pretty good in it. They're pretty good with it. Now the second set is dealing with everybody's favorite from season 2 of Clone Wars, Cad Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
the Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood of Star Wars. Now, here's my only problem with both the live action version. Because remember, he was in the live action version of Boba Fett, and what they did,
he sure was.
That hat needs to have a wider brim.
True.
Why they keep doing short brim? He had a wider brim in season 2 of the Clone Wars. Why not give him the short brim? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go on my tangent for that one. But we get to see like an episode of him as a young person. We get to see an episode of him as basically, I'd say probably teen, young adult, and then we get to see an episode of him, as a
young adult,
young, older but younger adult still. Now I will say this: these 3 episodes does follow a formula. If you've watched a lot of Westerns, it follows a formula, but that's right up Cad Bane's. That's what you expect from a Cad Bane story. It's going to be a Western. There's going to be a shootout. It's going to be It's going to be a 1v1. It's going to be fastest draw. That's just what it is. Knowing that though, I think they did a good job with it. Especially being it's him and one of his closest friends.
Yeah.
And the thing with this story is at the end of that first episode, he goes with the gang. His best friend gets arrested by the police. Best friend becomes a marshal. He becomes
crazy
outlaw. Even though when he comes back into town, he's like, "Hey, look, this is one of my close friends." He's happy to see. They're happy to see each other, but they're on opposite sides of the law. Now his friend ain't never been that. He didn't have that killer instinct in him. He just didn't. He never did.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell Cad kind of did. He had that do what I got to do type
Mm-hmm.
situation to live, to survive type situation. And the whole crux of their split happens because the marshal kills the gang leader at the time.
Yeah.
He kills him in
Which
a
he
shootout.
looks like he could be like their dad or something like that.
He
Both of their
kind
dads.
of does. Like it was like, bruh, you got something you want to tell them? You got something you want to tell them, bruh? You know, kind of favor, as the elders say. Them boys favor you, as the elders say. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where, yeah, it is predictable to an extent, but I think it's because of how, I ain't gonna lie, how cool Cad Bane is that you just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You just deal with it because it's Cad Bane.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I don't think it's wrong to say that.
Yeah.
Because
No.
if it wasn't him, we'd be like, man, this some bull, this so predictable. But it's Cad Bane. I ain't saying that.
It's Alien Clint Eastwood, man.
Yeah,
Who don't like a Alien Clint Eastwood?
for a fistful of dollars and a few dollars more, like the
Right.
Sergio Leone movies from the '60s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now this one I like the choreography. I like the visual setup of how they did like the Wild West themes in it. I did
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like they they made it seem real interpersonal. Like, yeah, the city they was in didn't like when the shootouts happened, it's not a lot of people around. Which I'm glad they didn't do that. Like
Mm-hmm.
had like it'd be a bustling city. Nah, I don't it's in the galaxy, like it's a backwater planet. So
Yeah.
you ain't gonna have that many people on there. And I like how they did that and the visual setup and how, you know, the tensions do come to a head. I kind of wish there would have been a little bit more hesitation on Cad's part, but Buddy
Mm-hmm.
got to a point where he was just like, "Nah, bro, it is what it is." So,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah.
just no hesitation whatsoever. So what about you? What you like about those three? That's it of episodes.
First and foremost, the titles. Like looking at the titles of the episodes, they sound like they could be some good Western movies.
Yo, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So the theme, like you were saying, like them definitely painting that picture of this is a Western. This is the Western side of Star Wars. It definitely showed, and it definitely they did it very well. Um, the other thing that I liked about these episodes was well, there's some dislikes too. There's a lot of dislikes that I got, but what I liked about these episodes was um, just the origins of Bane, you know what I'm saying, in general, you know what I mean, and why he got set on this path. You know what I mean? I like a good origin story, and it doesn't need to be all drawn out. It doesn't need to be a movie. It doesn't need to be a 10-part series. It can be 3 episodes of something showing us, you know what I'm saying, and that's exactly what it was. Showing us like how did we get to this point to the Bane that we love so much already.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and
So I did love the fact that they showed how this happened. You know what I mean?
yeah, especially with them basically being the first episode being them being street rats,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, yeah.
Second
Yep.
episode, them being like, okay, we on different sides, but we still cool. And the
Hmm.
third episode, like, no, bro, it's on and popping now. So
Yeah.
yeah, the third episode, like, nah, bro, we ain't cool. Like, okay, all right,
And at first I was like, when it came down to the second episode, you found out that wasn't like at first I thought they were like brothers, right?
yeah, and
And
it,
then like you found out they weren't brothers, they were just friends and stuff like that. And they was looking out for each other. And I was like, dang, that sucks. That would have been cool if you know what I'm saying that this was his brother. But then later on in that second episode, you find out that okay, there's gonna be a tough decision situation going on, and you don't want him killing. He's already a ruthless killer. You don't
yeah,
want him killing his brother.
brother,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
not, nah,
So
not that,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
um,
So you know what I mean? I understood at that point. Like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. He couldn't be the brother. No, no,
nah,
yeah, that would be crazy.
yeah. Now, as far as stuff that I didn't like, I'll say it like this: there's one massive thing I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
It was way too predictable if you watch a lot of westerns, which I have. It is way too predictable. way too like you knew what was gonna happen before it happened. You even knew like in this episode. Oh yeah, my bad. Spoilers. In this episode, in these episodes, like the lady he's with, the lady Cad Bane's with, is you knew. I'm like, watch she be pregnant. Ding ding ding, pregnant. Watch she be, watch this will be a situation where she's gonna marry the best friend just so the child will have a dad. Ding ding ding, got that one right too. I'm like, bro, it's situations where you're like, okay, this is way too predictable. This is entirely too predictable. Yes, I love Cad Bane. Dude is one of my favorite Star Wars characters ever, but this is a little bit too predictable as far as that's concerned. Like, I've seen this Western play out before. I know how this is going down. And yeah, it went down exactly like I thought it was going to go down. Like the ending, that last episode, One Good Deed, it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I'm like, yep, it's going to be a shootout. The best friend going to take out the two of his gang, and it's going to come down to a 1v1, and he ain't going to win.
Yep.
And then he going to realize, oh, snap, he was trying to tell me that I'm a dad. Ooh.
My bad, bro.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, Shawty. I mean, I see what you should have led with that. You should have just led with that instead of like letting me be all cool and R for him. You should have just led with that. You know, you really should just led with that. I mean, if you would have led with, hey, man, this your son, this ain't mine. Like, this your son, not mine. I probably just would have shot you once instead of twice. And probably in the shoulder, not the chest.
Yeah. I want you to feel the pain, but not. You know what I'm saying? Not die just yet.
My bad, folks.
I need my lick back.
my bad, folks. I'm sorry, man. It's been a rough day. My bad. It was one of those situations where I'm like, okay, man, it was very predictable. And that's one of the takeaways that made me a little bit like, okay, I know where this is going because I've seen this story play out too many times before. Like his boy was still his best friend. Like, he married your girl, but not for the reasons you think.
Right.
Like, he was basically doing the right thing because your child needed a father figure. Prior to you came back, he was going to probably try to explain to you, hey, look, I got to explain to you and him that you his daddy. But he was so pissed off that, oh, you got with my girl? Yeah. You know what?
Yep.
Let's do this. Like, you know, and like I said, he should have led with, hey, your child, not mine. Your child, not mine. He should have just had it up. He should have had it on a t-shirt. Your child, not mine. So, I mean, that's the only, you know, it's just that situation. I do think like the ending shot of the last episode was kind of cold because it's like, bro, because he figures it out and he's like, oh, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh boy. He can't come with me because I'm an outlaw, so he ain't coming with me. And these people ain't gonna let him come with me.
That little boy gonna grow. It's gonna be literally a Western story. It's gonna be another Western story of him, of the kid thinking that it's matter of fact, it's gonna be literally Darth Vader and Luke
all over
with them. Guns. You know what I'm saying?
Guns.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm your father. You say what? You who?
I'm sorry. Well, I can hear you on the sound of this AR-15. So, So what about you? What do you dislike about those?
Well, I mean, honestly, exactly what you were saying. Just that last episode on how predictable that was. But this is just a little gripe that I had. Bane's voice when he got into the second episode. You know what I'm saying? How it was just very awkward. I didn't know if he was a teenager yet, or if he was a teenager, or he was a young adult. And then I guess towards the end of the episode, we figure out, okay, yeah, they got to be young adults at this point. But at first, I was like, dude, like,
He didn't sound right.
why is his voice so deep? And you know what I'm saying? And like, kind of rooting, tooting, shooting, you know what I'm saying, already. And we didn't even see him like, you know, like his voice should like we clearly see he's a younger man, but we're like we didn't like how does voice get like was he smoking?
Yeah,
Was he smoking cigarettes? Like what? How does voice get like that?
He just has to get his mouth all the time. He don't have no cigarettes, so yeah. That was kind of weird because you could tell is I think it's the same voice actor. But he tried to like change his voice, but I guess it just
he tried to change it up like a higher pitch, but you can't change that, man. Like that. It was weird. It was very awkward. It was almost like The Rock or not The Rock, Vin Diesel doing Groot.
Oh yeah.
And doing the younger Groot.
Yeah, having to do the different pitches of it and stuff.
Yeah, like how did like ugh. Yeah. or what's my man that played Venom?
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. Like how he does. Like, dude.
Yeah. So I see. I can feel you on that. I can feel you on that. Yeah.
Other than that, it's just the same dislikes as far as the last episode. It was a little. Well, actually, you know what? I want to say this. His whole thing was all predictable. Like, because we've seen it before. You know,
after I want to say after the end of that first one, The Good Life. After the end of that, when they did the whole one gets taken by the cops, the other one gets taken. I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. Yeah. It's at that point I know exactly where this is going.
Yep.
And those last two episodes, while they weren't bad episodes. It was just if you've watched enough TV and movies and stuff, you should have been able to tell what's going to happen. You really should have. It wasn't that difficult, I would say, to figure out what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it didn't take away from my enjoyment of it, just because I think that relies on the strength of the character of Cad Bane, because it was still cool. He's still one of the coolest characters in Star Wars, hands down. I still think back to that because them last two episodes of Book of Boba Fett, when he show up, bruh, he saved that season for me, because I was just like, bruh, between them always going back and forth, I'm like, man, I'm getting tired of this. But then he shows up, I'm like, and
he made it a little more like, okay, this what it should feel like, right? Because it felt like it's supposed to be an Underworld, you know what I'm saying, like boss situation type thing or whatever. Honestly, for you, I know he saved it a little bit. For me, y'all wasted his time, basically, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him in a better drawn out series instead of, maybe Mandalorian probably would have been like better like fit for him. Especially hunting down the child type thing, like to see him maybe in the second season or something like that, or whenever that season was, when it was mainly kind of like Luke and Ahsoka.
That was second season. That was second season.
So maybe introducing him maybe somewhere in there, and then third season he's on the chase. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
And you know what? That would have actually been cool if they would have had an interaction between him and Luke. Because I don't think they ever interacted.
Oh, wow.
Because remember, he did have an interaction.
Snap, I didn't think about that.
He fought Anakin a couple times. So that would have actually been interesting to
full circle around.
Have a situation where it's like, and Ahsoka knows, like, oh, this dude is actually strategic. He ain't stupid. We gonna have to be on our A game, because Cad ain't dumb by any stretch of the imagination. So that would actually been cool if they would have did that, because he's like one of the few ones that they brought to live action. I was mad when they killed him in when he died in Book of Boba Fett. Even though it was a full circle story moment, because of the fact that Bane and Boba Fett don't like each other, so it was gonna happen. One of them had to go. I was just like, bruh, can I get more stuff with him before y'all kill him? Can I get more stuff with him? I'm like,
Exactly.
because the intro, like, dude, when he comes in and it's like, you just see the silhouette coming, then you see the
Mm-hmm.
tumbleweed, then you see the brim, you're like, oh no, they are not bringing in Cat. And then you just see the eyes, and you see him flick that
And
toothpick. I'm like,
yep.
bro, it's on the
And then he do
popping.
the snarl too. He do the little
Yeah,
snarl thing. But
yeah.
that's
I'm
him.
like, yeah, it's him. So yeah, he's probably still one of the coolest characters that ever came out of Clone Wars for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely,
as a matter
definitely.
of fact, he's the reason why I stuck with the Clone Wars, because I was about to give up on it in season 2, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey man, no, you got to just keep watching, keep watching." I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, this is getting on my damn nerves. And then I got to them 3 episodes with him and Obi-Wan, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, this is good. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
Because this dude's off the chain, and that's what got me watching the rest of the series.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I think overall I enjoyed it. I still think in my opinion, Tales of the Jedi is probably still the best one of the
mm,
anthologies that they've done.
mm-hmm.
As a whole, I'll say
Right.
Tales of the Jedi is better to me. But this one is actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
What about you?
yeah. I enjoyed it. I put it like this: if it has nothing to do with Mandalorian, sometimes I do kind of get like not interested.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely though, it did show us the underworld, or it's not even the underworld, but these two people's stories. It did just like Ahsoka's, like her little first little, you know what I'm saying, like because I think she was the first 3 episodes in
Yeah,
the
of
Jedi
Jedi.
joint.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
So like just to even see like just origins sometimes and stuff like that. I like this Underworld one, but at the same time I don't think we asked for it. I think a lot of us was hoping for the Sith one,
Yeah.
to really get like because we've been begging for a young Palpatine. You know what I'm saying? We've been begging for a Plagueis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that would be the appropriate time to actually do that. But you know what I'm saying? Until they do that, it serves its purpose. It's not long. It's not going to just waste your time. It's very quick little short stories or whatever like that. And so I appreciated just the fact of that format. But yeah, definitely start the Jedi one. Even though they killed Yoda,
Yordle. Yordle.
Yodel,
Yeah.
you know what I
Which
mean?
that
Which
didn't
was
make no sense.
yeah, because I was like, we never knew how she. Well, no. In the comics, she died trying to save Anakin or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? So like to see it like rewritten and put in like that, like and
Yeah,
like
that was
rolled
that,
over, that was jacked up. Bro. I was like, man, what?
and she's
But
gonna be way stronger than that.
yeah, I'm like, you Yoda sister, I think, or
Yeah.
I don't
Something
quote me
like
on that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Something.
we only reason why we sitting up here saying that well, I don't want to make her Yoda's lover. That
Yeah,
would be
nah.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, sister. But yeah, definitely no. This one it served its purpose. It as far as like Bane and Ventress, you know what I'm saying, sharing their stories because they do have stories outside of this, and maybe this is only to kind of spark people's interest, to get a poll, or maybe to get some kind of like feedback on these characters. Like, do you really like them, or would you like to see this and then the third or whatever? So yeah, I think it was pretty good though. It was pretty good showing those two sides of stories of the
Yeah.
underworld or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get out of here, I just want to ask. So what do you think they should do next? Do you think they should just go on and do Tales of the Sith and just do uh young Palpatine and maybe a Darth Vader story or a Darth Maul story or one of the Darths stories?
I will stay away from uh Maul because he has a series coming out, and we've already seen a lot of stuff on him.
Mhm.
Yeah, with the Clone Wars and even a little bit of live action with and not and Rogue One. I
Rogue
mean, he was
One, yeah.
just a little quick little, but we got enough of Maul. Well, I don't want to say enough, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
we got Maul. We got Maul already.
They saved them all from that atrocity that happened in
Yeah,
Phantom Menace. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. But what I would like for them to do is, go into the Palpatine stuff. Y'all showed Plagueis at the end of a terrible series and stuff like that, and it was like, yo, why did y'all do that? Y'all wasted him. Don't do that. Like redo that.
Don't do that.
Go to the Clone Wars format and like now start to implicate him. Now show him. Matter of fact, I was watching Star Wars Theories. I think Star Wars Theories had a little where they did the animation, where he did the animation of Plagueis or something like that, and how he was in the background and back, what I'm saying, pulling the strings. I'm like, maybe that's how they could do that episode or those episodes of Plagueis, and really just kind of show, okay, he was pulling strings, he was doing this, he was this and the third, and really at the point before, even when Tyrannus and Maul was like the apprentice to Sidious, he was still alive and he was still doing his thing behind the scenes and stuff. Yeah, so to show that, I think that would be pretty cool. The second one for them to do for a Sith situation, it's hard to actually say. I don't want them to do a Vader. You know what I mean?
Well, especially since we don't have James Earl Jones anymore.
Yeah, well, that too. But just the fact that I think people are now yearning the characters that we don't see enough of. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that's like the theme or the ongoing thing for all of these series or whatever like that, for the Tales of series, is characters that are like major, but you don't know their backstory or you don't know what's going on. Like not a lot of people knew that Qui-Gon was, not Qui-Gon. Yeah. Qui-Gon was Dooku's, apprentice and stuff like that. Yeah. So, just to show that, that actually made the movie when Count Dooku and
Obi-Wan was fighting.
Obi-Wan was talking. Yeah, well, yeah. Then he was like, yeah, I wish Qui-Gon was here. And then like Obi was like, he would never have joined you. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes that statement like a lot more like, oh snap.
So it looks like you don't know. You may have.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Exactly.
Now, me personally, I think I like the idea of Plagueis, but I also would love to see one with Darth Bane. Yeah. Especially after season 6 of Clone Wars, where Yoda goes to meet him and he basically tells Yoda, like, we were both wrong. Like, yeah, this whole thing, there ain't no light and dark, it's just a force. And like I would love to see like 3 episodes of Bane and him coming to the realization that this is BS that both of us are doing. Yep. But it's too late. And at the point he figures it out, it's too late. Because even when Yoda figured it out, it was too late.
Yep.
By the time they both figured it out, like, yeah, dude, this is too late. We didn't already set this path that screwed both of our respective sides over for a millennium. Basically.
Yep.
So I would love to see like a Darth Bane and a Darth Plagueis and a Plagueis thing, just because I think that would be most interesting. Vader, I would love to if James Earl Jones is still alive. Because I just don't want to hear a voice actor try to mimic his voice. I don't want to.
I mean, we got AI, and then there are some voice mimickers that definitely can get cadences right.
But I just,
it won't feel right. It won't feel right.
It's the way he talks.
Yeah,
like it's something about the way he talks. But like, I'm sorry, like when they did the Obi-Wan series and they had him do the horror scenes with Vader and then him talking, you're like, bruh, James Earl Jones is scary, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's
what was a creepy like one of his like creepy moments as Vader is when Kylo was walking through that little on the sequel trilogies on the last Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker, and he was walking through the little Sith place or whatever, and then I guess Palpatine was talking. He was like, I am every voice that you have heard. Like the way he said it on that, for some reason, it sent chills on my spine. Where I was like, "Ooh,
yeah."
Like who was that? Like, is he here?
Okay, yeah. Like, all right, this ain't. Mufasa, stop tripping. Mufasa, stop tripping.
Yeah. Like stop playing, man. Stop where you at. James. Come
Hey,
on,
man,
James.
come on, dude. Come on, man. This ain't funny
Come
no
on,
more.
Uncle James. Uncle James, man. Stop playing, man.
I mean, this ain't funny no more. So, yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
that was like a creepy creepy little time. I was like, oh snap! But that voice, like you said, like every time he does a voice, because even Mufasa, like when he did the live act or the live action Mufasa, like every time he does it, it's his cadence. But also too, he always brings a something different or something else. You know what I'm saying?
It's commanding. To the point where it's commanding to the point where it's like kind of scary a little bit because you're like, okay, yeah, man, I'm all right. I'm doing what you say. Just leave me alone. It's kind of like that. I mean,
which I'm like voices like that we would never get again, and sometimes it's best to keep it,
Yeah, that's why rested. I'm kind of cause they it's Star Wars. You're gonna have to talk about him at some point. He's just. Vader's just he's the better character.
You know what they're gonna do though. Of course, AI, but of course, like even though Leia died before, or Carrie Fisher died before, they were able to finish up the newer one or whatever, and they did the AI stuff, and they just kind of get. I'm like, they were better off. I don't know, man. It was weird. It was better off not showing her face in CG. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of just leaving it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they I don't know, man. It's something about.
They had it out. And
exactly.
They had it out, and they
like she was floating in the middle of doggone space.
Yeah.
And doggone you gonna.
Yeah, and
no,
you had your out.
She was gone there. Yeah. And matter of fact, she still could have passed right there. Even at the end, like the poisoning of the, you know what I'm saying?
That way you don't have that scene in Rise of Skywalker that honestly doesn't make sense. Because if you just would have they should have just they had their out and they didn't take it. So, but yeah, I would love to see that because I don't know what they're doing next. I know we're getting the third season of Visions.
We are. Yep. Which I told Sam, so I was like, hey, man, your favorite one coming back, dog. Part 2, man. They continuing. He was like, oh, yep. That's all you had to tell me.
Yeah, and
I'm excited for that.
And they're doing two of the other ones actually getting full on anime series. I'm glad they're doing that. The Bride, the Nine Jedi, and what was the other one that's getting Ronin? Ronin's getting the full series.
Ronin, yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see how they do those. I'm interested to see what studios they're going to have working Visions this time because I'm sorry, like Foldable that does Demon Slayer should have an episode.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm sorry, they should have an episode. Yep. I don't care what they do, just let them do it.
Hey, what's that new anime that's like it's a Chinese anime that's almost like Pokemon? What is that called? You know what I'm talking about?
There's a couple of them that I'm watching now. I'm watching Solo Leveling.
I think it's like when you get something about swallowed by a whale or something, or the whale devourer or something like that. Something like that. But anyway, whatever their art style is, I would love to see them in Visions like that. That look good. These Chinese animes are
they coming with they bringing it. They are bringing because I'm liking To Be Hero X. I'm like, not bad. So especially how they swap up the CG for animation when they doing something serious. I actually like that. But yeah, I would love to see like one of those guys get it. But I think that's the end of the year. I think Visions 3 is supposed to be the end of the year. I think.
Yeah, I thought it said November. I want to say.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because like y'all know we did the first 2 Visions anthologies and they were actually, especially that 6th one where I still think the old boy need to go to HR to sit to HR because he was a little bit too wanting to see old boy seeing that kid.
Honestly, that was the best. That was the best one out of that whole thing, wasn't it?
Well, that's the best animated one because they
animated one. Not the storyline, but animated one. Yeah,
that story was like
story was creepy, very creepy.
Like that whole episode should have been called Pause.
Jail.
Pause, pause equals jail. Pause in jail.
Or Darth Diddy. That's what that shit.
So I'm like, bro, what the world wrong with this dude? Like, I don't know, man. I ain't fighting you no more. No. But yeah.
Oh man.
Looking forward to Visions season 3 and those animes that they're talking about, because The Bride was a good one from the first anthology, and so was Ronin. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to those. All right, so anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
Vitoverse tonight. It's a pre-recorded episode, so stay tuned for that.
All right. And we do have the Winged Up Podcast Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chat will be open, so see y'all there.
I got to put Sandstorm show on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Sandstorm.
Almost forgot Sandstorm.
Yeah.
And Noto's on every other Friday. We got to figure out a better schedule on that. But yeah, Noto's on every other Friday.
Gotcha. All right. See y'all people later. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch y'all at our respective shows. Peace out, people.
Peace.